grab that dude right there.
All right.
This week on Kentucky Afield, we're fishing small water in eastern Kentucky for one of the state's largest sport fish.
Oh, he's putting a good fight.
And a true apex predator.
Got him, got him. Yeah, man, there's two in the boat.
Awesome.
Next, Frank Butler has been in the tackle business for decades, and we're paying his family-owned shop a visit.
Hey, Chop.
Then, trolling for catfish.
And it's a catfish.
And it's a catfish. It's a catfish.
This is the time of year to give it a try. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Such a pretty fish.
Beautiful.
This pond is plumb floated with frogs.
They're everywhere in here. Yeah, this is a good fish right here. Really good fish.
Come here, girl.
Yeah, boy. That's a big rabbit.
Nice job.
Yes!
Yes! My first muskie.
Mercy Leo!
Yeah, look at it. It's a keeper.
There it goes. Boom. Wow, that happened fast. Hello, and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. I've heard some anglers discuss challenging themselves to catch every sport fish that this state has to offer. And the toughest to catch is probably the muskie. So Tyler, we're out here fishing in eastern Kentucky for the largest game fish we have in the state of Kentucky. Most people that have never done this would expect something a little different. They think big water, big fish, big water, right?
Right.
But you're born and raised in Clay County. This is where you catch muskie, isn't it?
This is it. This is right here. This little small town river, man. I mean, most people would say it's a creek, really.
Yeah. So what other areas do you fish in eastern Kentucky for muskie?
We fish the Goose Creek, obviously. South Fork, North Fork, Middle Fork, and then Buckhorn Lake is mainly our rivers we focus on the most.
Yeah. So this is where you get most of your fishing time is in right here.
It's hard to beat right here in these little small rivers.
And so you really got into muskie fishing in high school.
High school was when I caught my first fish, and it kind of just hooked me from there, and I ain't never looked back.
You know, I remember my first muskie, which hadn't been that long ago, and I'm sure that most people who go out fishing, they know every time they drive by a spot, I caught one there, I know I caught one here, and you just don't forget them, do you?
You never forget them. It's a memory you'll never forget. Why don't you grab that dude right there?
All right. June, it's warm, it's a little humid. These water temperatures, though, are a lot cooler. This isn't like being out on the middle of the lake where it's 80-degree water temperature. There you go. Probably the last time I do that today. Tyler, tell me what we've got now.
We got 4 poles out. We're trolling about 3.2 miles an hour. It's about the perfect speed. We're just going to focus on the channel up through here. That's where I marked a few fish.
Okay, so if we start hearing that tick-tick-tick-tick noise, that's when we know it's about to get busy.
On.
One person grab a rod, the next one grab the net and get ready, huh?
Get him in the net.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
There's a fish right there. Fish on, fish on, fish on, fish on. Tell me when you got him. You got him?
Yep. There we go. We got a fish on.
Here we go.
Here we go. Look at that. Look at that fish. Keep that rod tip low here.
Bring him right up to me and I'll net him. Good one.
Here we go.
We got him.
We got him.
All right. Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's what he's looking.
Look at there. Awesome. What a pretty fish, huh?
Love it.
I tell you what,
Fish at 10,000.
they say it's a fish of 10,000 casts, but I can't believe I just did that.
It's a good release.
I think I saw a hint of embarrassment on his face. He's like, you guys showed the world that I got duped by that white bait.
Right.
I'm out of here. And he was. Like I said, that's where we were getting ready to put it anyway. Well, Tyler, we got a fish in the boat. That's all.
One in the boat so far.
That's, that doesn't always happen on a muskie trip, so that's pretty good. We got up this morning and we tried to catch them on top water, and you saw a few fish on the graph under the boat in the middle.
We did. They was pretty much suspended right in the channel, so I figured trolling would have been a good method today, and it did pan out for us.
Now, the last 30 minutes or so we've been watching the graph, we haven't seen anything in the middle, so that means they got to be, I think, on the bank. So let's make a transition. A two-fish day would just be insane, but
that'd be great.
But
And we still got good odds.
Hey, it's still pretty early, so
Yeah.
we can put some lures on there and start casting at them. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right. So, we started off topwater fishing this morning. How often do you see a muskie or hear a muskie hit topwater?
Early in the morning, your odds of catching a fish on topwater, it's about like any other fish.
So have you just heard them explode on topwater while you're fishing?
When they do hit the top of the water, it's vicious.
I bet.
Yeah, man. You definitely know that was a muskie right there. There ain't no other fish like that gonna blow up on top of the water. It's like that fish caught here last week. Caught him right there off that log. And I bet when I hooked him, he come a foot out of the water at that top water and just choked it down.
And what's that called?
That's just an old bulldog. Soft plastic bulldog.
Bulldog, okay.
Fish.
Got a fish on
Fish
right
on.
there.
Bait change and a fish on. Oh, he's putting a good fight. Ready?
Yep.
Here he comes. Right here, right from the net. Green and pink. Got him.
Got it.
Yeah, man. There's two in the boat.
Awesome. One trolling, and now you've hooked up with one on a
On a bulldog, just soft plastic bulldog.
second
Bam.
muskie by noon.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome. Let's get this
That's the
fish
way
up.
we like it.
How to be able to come out here in the morning. We haven't raised a bunch of fish, but we've had 2 strikes and 2 fish on.
2 fish on.
To have a 37 and a 34 incher in a day, in a morning,
Awesome day.
pretty
Can't
awesome.
complain at all.
What a great little fishery you got right here in Clay County.
Yes, sir.
Let's get that fish back in. Well, I tell you what, Tyler, I really appreciate you bringing us out and showing us your home water.
Absolutely.
It makes me wonder how many people in the state of Kentucky live by a creek or a stream, and they don't even fish it because they think, oh, it's just probably nothing down there. I mean, we're literally on what looks like a big creek.
Yeah.
And, there's 50-inch fish that live in here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always say if you can find a hole of water with a foot of water in it, I fish it.
There's something
always
there.
There's always a chance.
I've enjoyed this just because it far exceeds your expectations. The second you look at it, you don't think 50-inch possible fish.
Right.
I appreciate your time, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me out.
We're here again today with Dr. Casey. You're studying a new disease on the horizon. Thank goodness it's not here in Kentucky yet. But tell me a little bit about hemorrhagic disease in rabbits.
Rabbit hemorrhagic disease is caused by a virus. An outbreak is currently going on in the Southwest. It was first detected in early March to mid-April in several southwestern states. It's been documented in domestic rabbits before. It is a foreign animal disease, but this is the first time that it's ever been documented in wild rabbits, which is very concerning for us. Even though it's in the Southwest, it has the potential to be introduced to here in Kentucky.
It could be bad for the rabbit population.
It could be devastating for our rabbit population. It's highly contagious. It has a high mortality rate, so the average is about 20%. So when you have millions of rabbits and you talk about 20%, that's hundreds of thousands of rabbits that will die. So what we're asking for is if you find more than one dead rabbit that potentially has like some blood on its face, not something that's been hit by a car or a baby rabbit, if you find one, to report it to us and mark the location and we'll go out and collect it. Right now we're taking steps towards prevention, and then the next step after prevention is early detection, and that's what we're asking the public to be vigilant for, is dead rabbits in case we miss some kind of introduction event.
Well, as a rabbit hunter myself, I know the very next question that all rabbit hunters are going to have is this dangerous to my dogs? And what if I take a rabbit home and feed it to my family that we didn't, it was in the early stages of this disease?
It's only contagious to species that are in the rabbit family. So humans are not at risk, they're not susceptible at all. Same with dogs. Dogs are completely safe. Now, if you have a pet rabbit at home, that is concerning because you can actually take the virus from a wild animal and give it to a pet rabbit.
Wow. Okay, so we don't have any concerns with our dogs, but if you travel out of the state and rabbit hunt, this is something you need to be aware of as well.
Yes, definitely. The big thing here is, you know, if you're hunting out of state and you want to bring that carcass and the meat back, you should definitely skin it and eviscerate it. So take all the organs out and cook thoroughly like you would with any game meat.
Okay. If you're a rabbit hunter or you're an animal enthusiast and you wanted to keep up with what's going on, how could you learn more about this disease?
We'll have some information on our website, the Fish and Wildlife's website, and then also USDA has a website. They actually have a map of all the current cases in the country.
Well, we definitely appreciate you keeping your finger on what's going on here, and hopefully we keep it out of the state of Kentucky. If we do end up getting it here, I'm sure that we'll have a plan in place to try to minimize the spread.
That's right, you know, prevention is key, and then next, early detection for sure.
Have you ever had a favorite lure that the manufacturer quit producing? Well, maybe the best place to find the replacement is at your local mom and pop tackle store. Mr. Butler, how you doing?
Very good.
Is this the bait shop?
This is the bait shop
Well, where are the fish biting at today?
in the water.
In the water, as always, huh? So how many years have you owned this bait and tackle store now?
Almost 60, I think 58.
Tell me a little bit about how you acquired this business.
Come by driving and seen a for sale sign. I went and bought it right away.
And I guess you were a passionate
Oh,
fisherman.
I fished every day. When I would sell insurance or something, see a lake and go fishing.
So when you had the opportunity to buy a bait and tackle store, it was a no-brainer.
No brainer.
You just immediately went and bought it.
Yeah.
Since then, you and your wife, who bought the store at that time, have raised 14 kids,
Yep,
and I'm sure all of them have helped out at some point in time. And
everyone.
at one point in time, your kids wanted a color TV screen, right?
They wanted a color TV. I told them down behind the bait shop. They went down, come back, it's not there. I said, you gotta dig it. That night, it was raining. They went out and picked up night crawlers. They sold them. That was their money. They never had an allowance. They had cash. Bait shop.
To be a tackle store owner, you got to know a little bit about all kinds of fishing.
You gotta be a fisherman.
You got to be a fisherman, and you need to know a little bit about pan fishing. You said you're a fly fisherman, catfishing, bass fishing, crappie fishing. Tell me a technique of fishing that was popular at one point in time, but for whatever reason, you don't see people doing anymore.
When Bullock Pen first opened, maybe 3 or 4 years later, they were catching bass with those poles right there. That's 14 foot long,
Okay.
and you tied a heavy string on it.
Yeah.
You had a round float and a gob of worms.
Okay.
Right after a rain, you would go and where the water was coming down off of the banks.
Yeah.
You would jig your pole in that, and you would catch up to 10-pound bass.
How much line did they put out?
Oh, maybe 3, 4 foot. And that nobody does it no more.
Yeah. A lot of people now tell me you got to have a lot of money to get into fishing with boats and electronics and reels. And you're telling me one of the techniques that used to catch some of the biggest bass on literally didn't involve a reel. It was a cane pole and one treble hook and a bobber and a little bit of fishing line.
You wait till the summertime and you take off your shoes and you wade the creeks with a cane pole and a can of worms.
Yeah.
And you went fishing.
Yeah.
And you brought the fish home and Mama cooked them for you.
Yeah. Everywhere I look, you've got AC shiners.
Yeah.
AC shiners is a lure that you must have a lot of respect because these are handmade out of balsa wood. And
They're really good lures.
they're really good lures. I notice you've got them all over this store. So you must have a appreciation for good craftsmanship, huh?
I buy every one I can get a hold of.
Is that right? Yeah.
I've got hundreds.
You're getting close to retirement, I guess, huh?
I retired many years ago.
I mean, from the bait and tackle store?
Never.
Never gonna retire. But you did rename the store. You
Yeah.
got big plans for the place, don't you? So now,
It's going down the line to the next generation.
so it went from being called Butler Bait and Tackle to what's it called now?
Debbie's tackle, bait and tackle.
Debbie's Bait and Tackle. So that's Debbie's your daughter, right?
There's my daughter.
There's something about a local bait and tackle store that you know your lakes and areas, but you know what your customers want because you fish those same lakes, and these people who come in here are your friends. That's the difference you get from a local bait and tackle store versus walking into a big box retail store and seeing what they have. And yours is more along the lines of what customers are actually wanting based on what they use locally.
Right.
After the spawn, much of the bait here in Kentucky moves toward the middle of the lake, and that is a great time to try trolling. We're out here on Taylorsville Lake. I'm here with Risha and Jess Little-Oakley. These girls love to catfish. And so we're out here today hoping to catch one of these big blues, but we'll take whatever catfish we can get, right?
Any fish.
Any fish.
The shad might have to work.
You girls have been doing this for all your life, really, right?
Yes.
You absolutely love the fishing and now the competitive side. How did you get into tournament catfishing?
We'd always catfish. We'd always fish. We bass fished tournaments a few years ago. We did it for a few years in a row. Really liked it. Our grandmother taught us how to fish. She always took us catfishing when we were little in ponds.
Okay.
And our little brother, his name was Grant Thomas Oakley, which is the GTO fishing. We taught him how to fish, so he would go fishing with us. Well, he was killed at work. It was about a year and a half ago. And it wasn't maybe about a year after he was killed that she had started working for Jeff Jones, and they knew we liked to fish and that we were outside hunting and anything outside, frog gigging, love gigging. And just so happened they asked us if we would be interested in fishing a catfish tournament on the Ohio River, and we're like, catfish?
Why not?
Sure. Well, and it just so happened our brother's nickname, all of his friends called him Catfish.
Oh, okay, wow.
And the little decal that they have is he had drawn it out and had it on the back of his truck.
So your brother
replaced-
loved to catfish?
Yes,
He loved to
He loved to
fish.
fish, hunt,
Everything.
everything, anything outdoors. He was just a man of many trades. So you haven't seen the Bert and Ernie fishing?
No.
All you gotta do is call to them. They
Yeah.
say, here, fishy, 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 and the fish jump right in the boat.
Fishy, fishy, fishy!
Hold on to it, don't lose it.
Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
You said you wanted to catch a catfish.
There you
And
go.
you did.
And it's a catfish.
And it's a catfish.
It's a catfish.
Hey, it's not a bad one. There I go.
There you go.
There you go.
No. What kind of catfish we got there?
This is a blue cat.
It's a blue cat.
Yep.
Looky there. Look at Chad's fish.
Now these things get really big. When you said your biggest fish you've ever caught was how big?
Hers was about.
Was it a blue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I will eat your shad. I will take care of your shad problem there at that lake if you put me back. Hey, we'll come back and get you, let's see, 20 years maybe?
10 to 15.
We'll
10 to
still just
15?
leave him there.
That's an interesting weight you got there. So this is
slinky
essentially,
weight?
yeah. So you've got, you call this a slinky weight. This is full of lead or something, but
It's got a buckshot in it.
It's buckshot.
Uh-huh.
And this bobber's going to float your bait up off the bottom, and you set your depth by how much line you got here, right?
Yes. You're exactly right. There he is.
There he is.
He's a little guy. Sling him over in here.
There you go, another blue catfish.
The big ones you can waller. They don't.
There he is. He's a happy little guy now. He's gonna go home.
He got his belly full.
Well,
That's
he
probably-
did get it.
Yeah, you gotta eat it.
Here you go, little guy. Go on. Hey, it counts.
It
Fish
counts.
in a boat.
Time for the big
I'm trying to
mama.
find the big ones.
The mother,
Hey, that's closer
mother
than
of all
where we were.
catfish.
I'm getting really good at finding the little ones.
So if you're serious cat fisherman, a little rainstorm won't run you off the lake, will it?
Get you a little wet.
No, we had to switch over to our rain gear. Thank goodness we all brought it. Well, some of us brought rain gear.
Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is not how you catfish.
Welcome to Taylorsville Lake.
Home of the fish sticks.
That's a fish.
You got him?
I don't know.
He's
It's just a little dude. Get in here.
He still
Man.
counts.
That fish,
Counts.
that fish really tried to take your rod and
Barely.
reel.
Oh, you got him in the eyeball. I swear, I thought that was a big one the way it hit.
Now we're 3 for 3 on blues. Now they're small. You can tell these have probably just been stocked in the last couple years. And when it came up and hit, it almost jerked that rod right off the back of the
This
boat.
little guy.
Think about,
Imagine what the big ones do.
think
I
about
thought
what
it was a big one for sure.
Hey, nice fish. Now everybody's caught one.
He counts.
Everybody's caught a fish,
You
so.
want to kiss him?
No.
He thought about it. Goodbye, little fish.
Well, hey, I had a great time fishing with you ladies. Obviously, you know exactly what you're doing, and this was a lot of fun. And I think if you girls fished here more, you'd probably really like this lake. I know the fish size wasn't great today, but you know what? That's part of fishing. Thanks a lot, Risha and
Thank
Jess. Nice meeting you ladies, and it was a lot of fun fishing with you. Now let's check in and see who else has been out having fun in this week's Ones That Didn't Get Away. Here we have Seth Vasquez from Davies County. He's got a nice tom turkey. He actually got 2 turkeys on opening weekend. Great job. Here we have Keegan Wilson from Hancock County, who got his very first deer while hunting in Davies County with his dad. Nice job. Allison Lester knows how to spend Thanksgiving morning, and that's in a deer stand. She took this nice 9-point buck. Congratulations. Here we have Carla Daly with a super impressive buck that was taken on Thanksgiving Day. She said that was one day after her birthday. Well, looks like she got a late birthday present. Nice job. Here we have Kennedy Mills, who's 11 years old from Tomahawk, Kentucky, and she took this super impressive 12-point buck in Ohio. Nice job. Check out this father and son team, Wes and Leo Midden, who caught these stripers at Lake Cumberland. Nice job. Check out this family who likes to squirrel hunt together from Russell County. These are all cousins, and this picture was taken on Thanksgiving Day. Nice job. Here we have Luke Parker. He's showing us his very first squirrel ever, taken in Russell County. Congratulations. Here we have Michaela Bell, who's been hunting with her dad and took this deer with her pawpaws 30-30 in Harrison County. Nice job. Here we have Xander Campanelle, who's 8 years old, who apparently made a perfect shot on this nice 6-point buck in Bullitt County. First deer, congratulations. Here we have a nice big blue catfish caught on the Ohio River by Mike Pike. Nice job. Here we have Hannah, who is 6 years old, and she's helping out getting her dad's deer out of the woods. She can't wait till next season when it's her turn. Congratulations. Here we have a nice buck taken by Luke Medley in Hardin County. He shot this deer on his dad's farm. Congratulations. Our fall hunting seasons are right around the corner, and if you know a new hunter that needs to take their hunter safety course, well, they can get that online at fw.ky.gov. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.